What's going on, guys? It's Mikey from Quickie DFS, and today I'll be breaking down the MLB main slate that starts at 2:07 on both sites, Fanduel and DraftKings. So right now, I have the odds pulled up, the implied totals, the projected lineup, so we're going to go through them real quick. You got Houston with the 4.2 implied, which I do agree with because Lucas Giolito has been struggling lately. He started off the season phenomenal. I just can't really get behind him today, so I think I will have some Astros in my lineup. On the other side of things, it's a 3.9 implied for the Chicago White Sox. I personally don't think I'll have any White Sox in my lineup. Framber Valdez has been very good. He has a 3.14 ERA, I'm almost positive. And I just don't see myself being able to afford any of the White Sox or just really even wanting to get to any of them. So on to the next game. We have Atlanta versus the Milwaukee Brewers, which I'll be playing Charlie Morton versus the Brewers. I don't think they have a very strong lineup. I know it says they're supposed to lose, but I don't really agree with that. The only bats that really concern me in Milwaukee's lineup is obviously Christian Yelich, Colton Wong, and maybe Eduardo Escobar if he catches the ball at the right time. But I really don't think that lineup's really all that good. Willie Adames, he was really good in the middle of the season. He got hurt, and then he just hasn't picked it back up like he once had before. So I'll be fading all of Milwaukee and loading up on Charlie Morton on both sites. And on the other side of that, you have Atlanta versus Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns is obviously in the Cy Young race. He's been amazing. His ERA is like a 2.2. I could get behind him against the Braves, but like I said, I'll be playing Charlie Morton, so I don't see myself getting to him. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Braves blow him up because they did play earlier in the season and Corbin Burns did struggle against them. So moving on to the next game, you have Boston versus Tampa Bay. And I'll be playing Tampa Bay bats versus Chris Sale. I know that Chris Sale was a Cy Young winner. He's like, oh my God, it's Chris Sale. But he hasn't been the same ever since his Tommy John surgery. We also haven't seen him go for more than 5 innings in a single game this season. So I know it's the playoffs, and you probably 4 or 5 innings is really all you expect from someone like him because he's going to be limited in my opinion. So I won't be playing him. I'll be targeting him, and their bullpen doesn't really worry me at all. So with that being said, I'll have Franco in my lineup. I'll have Nelson Cruz, and I'll most likely have Yandy Diaz just because of how cheap he is, and I'm able to afford him with the pitcher that I want, so I like it. Now, Boston will be playing Shane Baz. He's only pitched 15 innings this season, but he's been so dominant. It's crazy. His ERA is a 2.0. I was like a 2.13. It's something crazy. Like I said, it's a small sample size, only 15 innings at the major league level. But in the minor leagues, he was tearing them apart. That's why they called him up. I don't think he's played a lineup like the Boston Red Sox ever. So like I said, I'm playing the Rays in my main lineup for cash. But if you're going to play GPPs, stack the Red Sox. The kid has tremendous strikeout upside. But like I said, it's still so new. We don't really know if it's going to carry on. But what I also wouldn't mind him as a second pitcher on DraftKings if that's where your money leads you to. I can get behind it, but I probably won't be playing him. And now we have the Dodgers versus San Francisco, which is Walker Buehler and then Logan Webb. Logan Webb has actually been very good against the Dodgers this season. I know how high-powered that offense is, but they played twice, and he's only given up 4 hits. And his ERA is... What is Logan Webb's ERA? It's something crazy. I forgot. It's not on top of my head. Sorry, guys. I'm doing this off of my phone today, so it might take a little bit longer. It's a 3.03, and if you guys seen, he played the Dodgers right here at 7:27. He had 19 points, and it was a 2-1 score. He played 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, and had 5 strikeouts. Now, if he does that for 8,200 as an SB2 on DraftKings, I won't be mad about it. I can get behind it. Now, I know a lot of people will be playing Walker Buehler against the San Francisco Giants. That's something I can't get behind because of how strong the San Francisco Giants offense has been this season. That's why they're the number 1 team, and that's why they're home, and the Dodgers aren't. So it doesn't look good on paper, but it's been very strong this season. So I will not be playing any Walker Buehler, but that doesn't mean that he can't take advantage of some of these porous players in the lineup, such as like a Duger, an older Longoria, I don't know if Lamonte Wade's playing or what. Tommy La Stella doesn't worry me, but Buster Posey, Brandon Crawford, Chris Bryant, Mike Yastrzemski, those are pretty good baseball players. So that's why I don't want to target that lineup. My number one pitcher on the slate today will be Charlie Morton against the Brewers. As I said, I know it's their implied 3.9, and they're he's the only pitcher that's really you don't want your pitcher to be having a losing implied score, but I can get behind it. I don't think it's that legit. Now moving on to my plays on Fanduel, as you can see, I have Charlie Morton, Yandy Diaz, Justin Turner, who I think is a good play against Logan Webb. He's 3 for 7 against them with 3 doubles, or it's 2 doubles. So I do think he's a good one-off. He's pretty cheap to get exposure to that lineup. I have Wander Franco and Nelson Cruz. I have my Boston stack because I don't think Chris Sale is really back to the caliber that he was at one time. So I'll be trying to take advantage of that. And they're all righties versus lefties, so that's something I like as well. And then in my outfield, I have Michael Brantley, who is just way too cheap. He's 2,400 against Giolito, who's been good. It's a lefty versus righty matchup, but for 2,400 for one of the best contact hitters in the MLB for the last few years, it's way too cheap, and I like it. And I probably will be pairing Jose Altuve with him just to get more exposure to that lineup, because I know Giolito has been good, but he dwindled out towards the end of the season, so he's not as good as he was at the beginning. So he's just not as a good play as he once was. So I will be playing Houston against him. Now going to DraftKings, right now I have Charlie Morton, my 3 Tampa Bay players, and Michael Brantley. My second pitcher will probably be Logan Webb. I do like some Dodgers. As I said, I have Justin Turner, but Logan Webb, if he gets me 15, 16 points, and I think people will be scared to play him because it is the Dodgers, but he's been so good against the Dodgers. That's why I like him. And like I said, I'm going back to Tampa Bay. I have Brantley. What if I go Altuve right here? Leaves you with 4,600. You can go wherever you really want at catcher. I would just wait for the starting lineups to come out to make sure you have the right catcher. And then you could still fill in right here at first base. It's whoever you really want. I'm not going to leave those open for you guys to fill in. But these are really my plays. Here's DraftKings, and then here's Fanduel. And I hope that helps you guys out. That really wraps up this video. Please like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.